Good evening, guys, and welcome to the journey through the EGH Talk Show. We are live on multi-platforms. We are live around the world, and it's the 26th of March, 2026. That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? 26. Didn't think of that one. We all needed another 6 in that. Because you made 20. It's going to be, isn't it? 26th the 6th, 26.
Yeah, 666.
Wonder what fun and games that will have on that day. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hope everybody is doing okay. It is the show night. We are going to be talking our part 2 of our A to Z of ghost hunting, or whatever you want to sort of call it. It's our opinion. It's our take on what these things are. We got sent a message in to the team from this guy here, Filthy Wild Hogs.
50 wild dogs, not filthy.
50. I do apologise. Look at that to me. So we are going to be doing that show today, but we are going to be filling in just a little few things. What we're continuing on from that. I'm going to ask Mr. Paranormal Paul, like I do every week. How are we doing?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Struggling to get used to this weather. 1 minute it's lovely, and then it's freezing cold again. Then it's hissing down. Yeah, it's horrible. When the hay fever's kicking in already. What's that all about?
That's what it can be.
Crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Simon, you're a little bit under the weather, aren't you, today?
Well, as Paul's just said there, it could be hay fever because where I went yesterday, I didn't even think about that, you know.
There you go.
Yeah,
Get
Puritan, mate.
Because I went to my first visit to Rendlesham Forest yesterday. In the day, didn't do it at night.
It must have been bitterly cold and windy.
You know what? No, seriously. We went and me and Joe both said, "Oh my God, what are we letting ourselves in for?" But we're going to go for it. And it was quite nice. We started to walk around. The wind in the top of the trees, but it wasn't ever hitting down. I can't say we were cold. We walked all the way through that forest, and about 10 minutes before we got back to the car, it howled for 10 minutes. But we got in the car, and then we walked down to Eastgate after that, and it was beautiful sunshine.
It's very, very random weather at the moment. As Paul was saying, it's very bizarre weather at this moment in time.
But very interesting little trip, actually. It's very interesting. We taken some videos. Did catch a few bits, funny enough, even in the day. And it's still a strange place because they closed one side of the forest, saying you can't go in there because they're locking or whatever. But of course,
it's a certain
tell you to do.
Go in there. What's it called? It's got a certain name for that, isn't it?
Copsy.
Yeah, that's it. Our favourite place used to do that, didn't it? Cash's Well. Remember, used to do that at the top. Always remember that.
They thinned some of it out. But the funny thing was, we got to the landing site within the forest. We did the one in Capel Green. We got to Capel Green, looked over it. There's a pig field now, so a load of pigs in it. But that was very standing there. And then we went back to where the other supposed landing was, and then we went back to where the craft was. And we're standing, and there's 2 people standing by the craft. And guess what? Where are they from? Leon C. Interested in the paranormal. He has a camper van business. Obviously, we swapped details, so they're really interested. And it was a good day out. But a lot of AK-47 standing over there. So these disused military bases are not being disused. And you know where Gate 9 is?
Yes.
The actual gate, it's all been cut back around there, so you can see out through the fences.
I should think with the state of the world is at the moment, which is going on, I should think, I do think it is some sort of, there is, I think not Bentwaters, is it? Yeah, Bentwaters is still an active military base, so I'm assuming that they wouldn't be
no,
used.
I don't think it is it? It's always,
Yeah, because the military's still based there. They still have,
well, that's probably what it is then.
I do think they still have some form of base there. I know that Thetford's very active at the moment. What's that one? Lakenheath? Is it Lakenheath?
Yeah.
I think that's very active at the moment.
I just expected any minute now, like the Thunderbird Island comes out. That's what I was looking through the fence to see that, but it didn't happen. But yes, it was a really good, interesting trip. Funny enough.
Brilliant. Well, we'll catch up with you on that one next week, and we'll go from there on that one, because I know we've got Gary Hesseltine joining us in a couple of weeks' time. So
yes,
that'll be a fantastic show coming up in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll touch base with that next week. But as we've got some guests already joining us, we've got Heidi. A massive happy birthday to Heidi.
Happy birthday, Heidi.
Happy birthday all the way from England to Denmark. Take care. Hope you have an amazing day or had an amazing day. All best wishes for everybody from Essex Ghost Hunters and the EGH Talk Show team as well to you. Hope you've had a nice day. Marianne has said, I think that was along the path of hay fever started for Marianne as well. So you could be in hay fever weather, Simon.
Could be, actually, could be. Didn't think of that. We'll do now.
So if anybody wants to catch up on part 1, it will be on both our YouTube channels. So it'll be on the Essex Ghost Hunters YouTube channel, the A to Z of ghosts and ghost hunting. It'll also be on the Journey Through the EGH Talk Show YouTube channel as well. But if you can't listen to it or don't want to watch it, please, guys, head over to our Spotify channel, Journey Through the EGH Talk Show, where you can catch up on all of the shows there. Okay. We are dual streaming as well. We are on TikTok as well tonight. So my mug is on TikTok as well, but Simon and Paul, only be heard. But if you are brave enough and you do want to call in, hopefully I've got the system in place this week to take phone calls, and it'll be scrolling along the bottom of your screen very, very shortly. And I'm going to get Paul ready to do the finger point wherever it is. I'm trying to sort of fill time. It is 079 444 35529 079 444 35529. So if you want to give us a drop a call, please feel free to do so. Okay, and we will take your calls as well. Or you want to send a text message in or a WhatsApp, I think it will go through to that as well. So feel free to do that. So right, we ended on doppelgangers last week, so we did that one, and then we are going to start off with Simon. What are we starting off with for our ghosts?
Shadow person or shadow figure.
Oh.
The definition of that is a paranormal phenomenon described as a dark humanoid silhouette, often darker than the surrounding of darkness. Now, we've all been there where we've seen something where it's been pitch black and yet we've seen things. It's often seen in the peripheral vision, typically non-human entities that move quickly, menacingly. They can pass through walls, will induce feelings of dread or paralysis, frequently associated with sleep paralysis.
That's interesting. It just, to me, just sounds like a normal apparition. I think it's something that, how many times do we say we see things in the corner of our eyes?
Yeah, but this is pitch black. This is a bit different, I think.
Yeah, but we're never in pitch black. We've always got some form of light deprivation somewhere. I say the
Draco Tunnels was pretty. Draco Tunnels was one of them.
Yeah,
and I did see something in Draco Tunnels. That's probably where I have seen it, through the darkness of the dark. I get
what it's saying. I do get what it's saying.
Yeah.
I sort of understand what it is saying as well.
I
Paul,
haven't seen it move.
I've definitely seen them. Probably more than one location, but the place that really sticks in my mind where I see more than one was Shrewsbury Prison.
Ah,
When you look down that corridor, to me, clear as day, I thought someone was down there. So you've got the cells to the side, and where you've got like the wall to the cell, you'd see this the dark, the complete black silhouette sort of poke their head out from the cells.
so yeah.
And the other one is the one where I backtracked rather sharpish, and I got it on camera, was when I walked up to that part, the part that was gated off, had the jail bars there, and you had the whole
Yes.
other room.
Yeah.
I remember that.
When I walked up to that, and this thing was solid, just about 10 foot in front of me. Just as I walked up to the thing, I panned round to the right slightly, and it was just there. Just looking at me, but obviously it was just a silhouette, a dark, pitch black silhouette.
So we couldn't get through, wasn't it?
Yes, couldn't get through that part.
Yeah.
And I did kind of retreat rather sharpish because it took me completely off guard. And by the time I went back with some backup from the lovely Henry, he had disappeared.
Paul retreating.
No,
Yeah.
I know it's very rare. It's very rare. It
Never.
happens.
We've just got we've got Sophie Lou on TikTok live has said, mate, I suppose this can fit into it. Not a person, but a horse. She's seen a person, not a person, but a horse. Well, we've had that as well for Amherst.
It ran through Joe. It's not on here, but it looks of it. But if he was, he'd tell you.
Sorry?
Joe. It ran through Joe
Yes.
and the guest, didn't it?
Exactly that. Yeah. So that's quite interesting. But to me, I just feel shadow people are no different to what people are believing as ghosts. Do I feel that they're darker than normal? Of course, we're going to get different energies coming in at different vibrations. I get what they're saying about seeing it in the darkest of dark, but I would say in a handful, and I mean probably over 25 years experience of what we've been ghost hunting, we've probably got a handful of times we could count where we have been in a pitch dark situation. The most of the places that we go to are going to have emergency lighting. They're going to have windows. They're going to have moonlight coming through. So the likelihood that we are going to be in pitch darkness to see these shadow figures. Look, I'm with Simon. Drakelow Tunnels, Chislehurst Caves, anything that goes down Fort Halstead. But even some of these places that will have emergency lighting in the distance is going to let in a little bit of light. So I get what they're trying to say with shadow figures.
Another one you can say, and I think we've seen him, is the tunnels at the bunker. I think,
yeah, but you've still got light deprivation at both.
yeah, but not so much as you used to have. They did. There used to be a lot. I'll give you that. There used to be a lot, right? But then they cut that down for some reason. So there's only like little dots of light now, and you do get it there. I have had it there.
Sophie Lewis said that was in broad daylight for her as well.
Wow.
So, yeah, thank you for everybody that's hitting the like button as well. If you could do that on all platforms, that would be good. It gets us out there. So that I think that's quite. Not to say there's anything different. I think we've got to be. I generally believe when we talk about this shadow person or shadow figure that we are very much delving into a creation that doesn't necessarily need to put in. To me, I think we see that on a common occurrence. And I do think that is just, for me, my personal appearance appearance, ta-da, is a standard ghost, if you want to call it that, entity. Do I think it needs to be more malevolent because it's got a shadow in it? No. Do I feel it needs to be that? No, because I think the lower the vibration is in your peripheral vision anyway. So 9 times out of 10 that you see spirit within your peripheral vision, and it is always a shadow or fast moving. It all ticks the boxes for me for what I see anyway. When I see things, I never, so shadow people for me is probably just more of a general term for spirit or entity that you see. I don't feel it has any more. I don't think, to me, it doesn't have any more to it.
I think if we were using it in the context of seeing it in the dark, if we just used it in that context, then yeah, I would say it's different.
But I don't know, because even if there was an actual person there in the dark walking across, you're going to see the same silhouette.
Yeah, I suppose
so. It's I don't think that it is a non-human entity.
But then why would it give you feelings of dread and paralysis?
Because usually it happens at a scary moment. I think the reason it's put into that scenario is because of the sleep paralysis scenario.
I do as
rather
well.
than when you're actually hunting, or because more often than not, sleep paralysis, when you see the figure, that's always been classed as the non-human entity, the succubus or
yes.
So I think that's you're generalising what everyone sees for one scenario. I don't think that happens.
Well, there's a really interesting comment that has just come through on TikTok by Steve the Gun, I think it says, or Slave to the Gun. I read, this is why the mystics wore hoods, to block out their peripheral vision.
It's a good point.
Oh, I like that.
I read somewhere that's why the mystics wore hoods, to block out the peripheral vision.
Good point. Yeah, good point, couldn't it?
I find that really interesting because, monks and, clergymen of, darker energies that would come forward to sort of them. If you're looking along the lines of biblical, good v evil, they all wore. Yeah, I like that. Not theory, because
I've never heard that.
No,
that's really opened my eyes to a lot of thoughts there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an absolute great comment there. Thank you, Slave to the Gun over on TikTok there. If you want to put your comments, please put it in the chat. So I think we've rounded off shadow people. So let's go on to the next one.
Well, this one's jumped a bit because it's clairvoyance.
Oh, clairvoyant.
The supposed psychic ability to gain information about people, locations, objects, or events through clear seeing or vision. Psychic sight allows individuals to perceive in their mind's eye. And that, I think, agree.
I couldn't agree. There's not too much to sort of say on that. The only thing that I can back that up with, there is more than just clairvoyance when it comes to the spiritual connection. You have clairsentient.
Hold on. You're jumping ahead, and there's other subjects, so you need to stop. All right, stop.
Right. So there's other ways. There's other ways to communicate with spirit. Clairvoyance is the art of seeing.
Yeah.
That's all I can put it. How Simon's put it is all I will say to you is that they do say that only 1 in 10 psychic medium that you see or sense are pure clairvoyant. I do readings. I ghost hunt, but clairvoyance is very, very low in my spiritual vocabulary. But obviously Simon's telling me not to say too much because I want to go, but I get it. but yeah, the art of seeing spirit, how you see that.
And that develops, I think, as well through time. It develops as you develop. So through time, you see it in different ways, and you use different things.
But you're saying that you can actually see it with your own eyes as well as your mind's eye, or
Yes.
just one or the other, or
Both. I think, both.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people will see it in their mind's eye.
Yeah.
Where Voyant is saying you're seeing it with your bare eye, your human eye. You know, when I do my readings, I just know what I have to say. I can describe that person to how I feel because I'm not seeing that person. I don't see that person in any mind's eye. I don't see it in my visualize. I just know that person's got long hair. He's got a beard. He's got a tooth missing. He's got one eye. He's got, something missing on his hands, or he's got a limp. I just know that I've got to say. But when it comes, I'm not seeing that as a person, either in my mind's eye or with my naked eye, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah.
It's the only way I can explain it. Quite a few comments coming through on TikTok, guys. All mediums are psychics, but not all psychics are mediums.
Yeah, good.
So
Yeah, good.
So I agree with that. That's Slave to the Gun as well over on TikTok. So you just have to bear with me, Sophie. I don't see all the comments come up. So I do apologize to that. Yeah, some circles are ashka and astral sight, sometimes a long-term meditation. One will see the visualization. We've got.
But I put that down as something different as clairvoyant, though, because I think with meditation you can go quite a few places where when you're not in meditation you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do sensitive people tend to have their gift handed down through family?
Well, from my mother's side, probably yes, but from my father's side, definitely no.
Look, I am a strong advocate of that. Every single person has the gift to communicate with spirit.
Great.
I am not an advocate of it has to be handed down through times like said mediums on certain platforms and things like that. I think that is the biggest load of crock that I have ever heard. I do generally believe if you want to communicate with spirit and you put your practice in and you put the time, you get out what you put in. And that's as simple as it gets. And I do think it will be harder from people. Other people, some find it more natural than the other. But yeah, just go with.
I believe it's practice as well.
You get out what you.
Yeah.
How would you practice? Sophie Lewis put.
Well,
meditation.
Yeah.
Meditation is probably one of the biggest keys to it.
Because I think if I'm doing a ghost hunt or anything like that, I think I'm simply meditating in that place, in that space.
It sort of makes sense. Of makes sense.
If that, that's probably how I would explain it.
Meditation. If you do want to do something like that, the first thing that I'd always suggest is going on YouTube or something like that, finding a guided meditation with something like meet your guides or meet your loved ones, and let someone guide you into that response. And then I do think that's when all the other cognitions come into place as well. Meditation, and it's not just like doing one meditation once a month. It is like actually sort of practicing that gut meditation, spending time with yourself and finding yourself. Find yourself, you find spirit. You got to believe. You've got to have not an understanding, because I don't think you have to have an understanding. You just have to have a want. Too much of a want
You can also block it.
will block it as well.
Yeah.
It's just a balance of how you do it. It's training and awareness. Don't underestimate the imaginative realm. The imaginative realm. I've said that right. I couldn't agree more. But yeah, just a bit of meditation, and just finding guys.
Training your mind. It's training your mind through vibrations and lowering to that vibration higher into a vibration until you find you're actually seeing or talking to somebody.
Yeah, that's it. I like it. Hi, Natalie. Welcome to the show. Right. Are we all happy with that breakdown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, bear with me. I just got a question coming in. I had an out-of-body experience. There is an instructions to follow and even a menu given by Jesus and others. There is ways of astral projection. There is things like that as well. But I think that's a lot deeper, meaningful conversation rather than clairvoyance on that one. But yeah, astral projection is, there is things that you have to follow. So yeah, right. Next.
Clairaudience. See where we're going with this?
Clairaudience. Right.
Yes.
How many clairs have we got? Have we got all the clairs down there?
Probably no. It just goes clairaudience and clairsentience.
Right. Okay. So let's tie everything up in one big ball here. Right. So we've got clairvoyance, and it goes down the line. So look, there's I think there's 5, but I have been told there's another one that I can never remember. So we've got clairvoyant, which we've just spoke about. Clairaudience, hearing.
Yeah, psychic ability allowing individuals to perceive sounds, voices, or messages from spirits, angels, or other realms that are not available to the normal ear.
Then we have clairsentient, smell.
Clear feeling.
Feeling, no, you're right.
Psychic ability involving the perception of information through intense, intuitive, or physical sensations. Rather than the 5 senses, it allows individuals to detect spiritual energy, read the history, physical sensations of others. That's clairsentience.
Clairgustant.
That's knowing, isn't it?
No, clairgustant is taste and smell. So and claircognient is just a knowing.
Yeah.
Okay, there is one more clair, but I don't know it off the top of my head. It's a clair that is very.
Somebody on TikTok will.
Someone will definitely put us through. But yeah, claircognance. Clairgustance is just knowing. Okay, it's just a knowing. You know what you've got to say. You give that message. Now, I would say probably 7 out of 10 mediums or psychics or whatever you want to call them are the same sort of thing. Okay, they just have this ability to give you the message at the right time. Where they're getting that message from, it's a belief of spirit is coming through you. But when you add that together with clairgustance of taste and smell, clairalliance, that's what it's called. Clairalliance.
Smelling sense, odors, or fragrances that have no physical source.
There you go. Sorry,
and we get that quite a lot.
Yeah. So thank that. My spirit give me that message as we get. And that smell, we all get the smell and taste. 9 times out of 10, where I am based within Essex, so you get the majority of my readings that will have some member of their families in East London, and they love to give you sort of the roll mops and the winkles and the, what do you call it, the seafood and jelly. Oh yeah, it makes me gag because I can't stand that. So I suffer with that as well. So yeah,
No, it's a gift. You don't suffer with it.
that's a supper. All right, that is a supper because you never get anything that you like.
Yeah.
You never get anything that you like.
Strawberries and cream. No,
Yeah.
cockles and winkles.
Yeah, they're never going to give me a bag of cheese and onion crisps. Never. They're always going to give you what.
I'll come back and give you, when I've gone, I'll give you a bag of cheese and onion crisps.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I look forward to that. Yeah. So you got Claire Alliance. Claire Alliance.
Tangency, yeah.
What is it?
Clear tangency.
Yeah.
What's that one? Never heard of it. So
I don't know.
you have to throw that one out. I'll leave it up for people to spell it.
Often called psychometry.
Oh, psychometry. We've spoken about
psychometry. Information about an object or a person. We had that
last
in
week.
part 1, didn't we, Summer? But it's called something else.
Psychometry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to know about that one, head back over to part 1, where you can listen to it either on our YouTube channels or on our Spotify page. So, yeah, it just makes up your ability. The Claires make up your ability to talk to spirit, in my eyes, through taste, hearing, seeing, feeling, knowing.
Yeah, great.
That's all I can really put down to that one. You could say, will is form of casual plane or where the higher self resides. Sorry, I might have missed something there. I do apologize, slave to the gun. I don't understand that question, but it's going too fast. I can't see it all. So yeah, I don't really know how to sort of really abbreviate much more of that. I do sense all that. It just has an ability to connect to spirit, I think.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Once again, you can tune in and test yourself and do all that. So yeah. Right, let's move on to our next one.
Oh, this one throws it in. Inhuman entity.
Inhuman entity
is a spirit or supernatural being that was never human, distinct from ghosts, human spirits. These entities are often categorized as demons, elementals, or shadow figures. Possess high intelligence, immense power, and intense malevolence. They cause fear, physical harm, and seek to break a person's will for possession.
Yeah, I am. Steve Slave to the Gun said most have never been human. I get it. I get it. I do. I can't really go against the grain of that. I generally think I think a lot of people overthink things, and I think the paranormal world has gone crazy when
demon crazy.
Well, demon crazy, yes. I suppose the only thing that I can put to this is probably one of my biggest rants within the paranormal field. That there is two ways of looking at this. I say this is either pretty much the way that we should look at it, but then there's also the way that the American way has taken it. And look at it simply for me is that an inhuman spirit is exactly what it says on the tin. It's a spirit or an energy that is trying to get to the earth plane. i.e., we are talking about demons in a biblical sense. We have, fallen angels, if you're looking in the biblical sense, trying to get to the earth plane. But if we watch American programs, that they'll quite willingly call the demon side of things a rapist or a murderer. Now, to me, that's a negative energy. It's not an inhuman energy. It's not demonic. So that's where I draw the line to it. So I get it. I absolutely get what that's saying. I can't really argue the point. I do genuinely think I'm very chalk and cheese when it comes to what I communicate with. I communicate with spirit, and that includes what I call the good spirit. That does include murderers, rapists, everything like that. For the sheer fact is, it's touched this earth plane. But the demonic side of things, I do think it will break people's will if they allow it to get in. I do think it can really play on people's mind to get in. So yeah, I get it. I generally get it. But I do think it is trying to get to the earth plane. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone wants to elaborate more on that and how you see it.
No, I quite agree. Non-human. I don't know if I'd say every non-human's a demon, although does demon just mean non-human? To me, demon is very negative, evil spirit. Whereas, like you say, elementals come into non-human.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that they're a negative, evil spirit, but so yeah, to me, it just means something that's never walked on the earth plane. Doesn't necessarily mean it's evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think some negative energies or negative spirits are often classed as demons when they're not. I think we come across that quite a lot. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
But I just generally feel it is like the fault. I think it's very biblical sense. Do you know? I do think that is the biblical sense of it. If you look at it very chalk and cheese, it's a biblical sense. Just
I think it's. Sorry, Russ, didn't mean to jump in.
Go for it, Paul. Sorry.
I don't. It's not so much wanting to be on the earth plane. It's attracted to the life force that it's attracted to. That's on the earth plane.
Yeah.
The same as when you start in your work as a clairvoyant or a medium. You know, sometimes you can put up that beacon so spirit will come close.
Yeah.
And spirit will know that they can communicate through you. If you've got if you've got a great life force, then that beacon's going to show it with more than just human spirit. And maybe they just that life force is just calling them towards that person rather than the actual earth plane itself.
Yes, I get it. I really do, because we've got. I don't know what's going on TikTok. I'm trying to do multitasking and I can't do this. Do you know that? I need this up higher so I can see it. We've got loads of things. Thank you, Sam, for sending as many things as you've sent us. Really appreciate it. I have not got a clue what it means, but Sam, thank you. The lesser key, in the lesser key of Solomon, it says the Gosha demons reside in the brain. Now, the lesser key of Solomon is that sort of way you look into sort of the demonic side of things. I know that. It was Crawley's explanation of rational interpretation. Whatever it is, Crawley. Crowley.
Yeah.
Love from the Mrs. A family. Sam is watching online. Oh, it's Sam. Gotcha. Right. Thank you. Everybody's in. Oh, God. I don't know. I'm pressing all buttons here and it's going wild. So yeah, thank you. So yeah, the lesser book of Solomon is. I have got that book, and it is a demonic. I can't say it. Demonology book. All right. So yeah, are we all happy with that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you happy with that one?
Yes, I do feel like I happy. The thing is, I think the explanations that Simon are giving us fits my chain of thought, so I sort of understand it. So yeah, right. Next,
Portal. Simple word. An energy gateway or doorway connecting our world to other dimensions, spirit realm or lower planes, allowing spirits, entities, or demonic energies to pass through. These are often hidden. Rifts are frequently blamed for intense, reoccurring, or negative supernatural activity.
Once again, it's a portal to me is. I don't think they're as common as people like to make out they are. I do believe that they are open on purpose. I'm not a strong believer that they open up naturally. This is my point of view. And I do believe that, yeah, you have to open it and you close it. Something is causing it to open. I don't think it's a natural thing. I think it's like a summons or a something like that to me. That's my opinion. And it is a gateway to. I don't think there's one particular realm. I think you can open portals to different realms.
Yeah.
I think it's not just about looking at heaven and hell in the biblical sense. I think it is. I do think that we come across portals in time slips. I think that's a thing.
I think ET use them. I think Alien ET use
I think one of your biggest extraterrestrials that use portals is the cryptoids, Bigfoot and things like that. I think they are the ones that you know how to use portals and activities. I think it is a little bit like when it comes to aliens, it feels a little bit more like Star Trek to me. Beam me up, Scotty. How they move so quickly. But that's it. I just think it is a term for a connective energy, and that's why I think, you know, when you have hauntings in houses, hauntings in locations, I generally do feel that it's been done over time through something that was done on purpose.
Do you think a bald can open a portal?
Done wrongly, I would say yes. I would say done for the intentions of. I do believe if you did the intentions were wrong, then yeah, I do think it could have a residing energy left. For example, you know, we use balls quite often, but we are rigorously, or we are done with protection. We open up safely, we close them down safely. Now,
doesn't stop some nasties trying to get through, though, does it?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think if you just to say if someone, for example, just went and got a ball, just did it with their friends and family, put their fingers on it, moved it, it all moved around, something bad happened. Now, that to me is opening some form of communication with something. I'm not saying it's a portal to the bad, but I do want to say it will be a portal to something. It could be good, it could be bad. I don't think the portal is, I just think it is a movement of energy through somewhere, but I do think it needs to be activated by something or someone. Intentions as emotions and powerful things. It could have been a traumatic event, maybe slave to the gunner's put.
Yeah. I do get that. Yeah.
I can't think you can generalize the word portal. Like you say, I think you can mean many different things. So I think it's a hard one to actually answer. You can't just, like say, generalize the word portal, because I was always under the impression, and I know I'll speak about my granddad before, but he once said it, where I grew up in my house, and everyone that's ever visited me, when you sit in the sitting room, even growing up, you'd always see peripheral vision again, people walking backwards and forwards through the hallway. And my granddad always said, you got a portal in the house. So I don't know about opening it up or not when you started saying that. But having said that, before I was born, I know my parents and my granddad and my nan used to mess about quite a lot with seances and not so much balls, but yes and no cards. And they basically made their own board up as well with cards, you know. They'd have the alphabet just written on paper and put down. So I'm saying I don't think they can be opened up. Something that they've done in the past could quite easily have opened something up. But I know even when I go around there now, it's just still exactly the same. I'll sit in that seat and you'll constantly see things walking backwards and forwards at the corner of your eye. To me, that's a pathway or a gateway from one place to another.
Yeah.
I agree. Simon?
Yeah, I do agree. But then I think a ball can be blamed to open a ball. I don't think it's always the case. I think everybody says, "Oh, did you ever use a ball?" Yeah, and you can blame it on the ball. But is it not? Are you not, by using a pendulum, doing the same thing? You're still asking for communication, but you're doing. Yeah. But if you're using dowsing rods, are you not doing the same? You're still asking for a means of communication.
Yeah.
So I do get that, and I think there's a lot of portals outside that, not just in houses. I think they're in forests, in places like that. I really, really do.
Yeah, I just, as I said, I think what you've just said there, obviously, regards to sort of
I don't want to scare everybody.
So I agree. I agree, but once again, it goes back to that. You have opened that up. It doesn't matter if you're using a board or a pendulum, EMF meter. You said you're still opening up something. If you haven't, maybe it's just an intentions thing. Maybe if your intentions are not great, then it's going to open it up. But for me, I think that is a big key there. I really do.
Yeah. And yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with
that. We talk about protection for those embarking on their journey into the paranormal. What resources can we find to protect us? For me, the easiest way to do it for myself is your intention. If your intention is to go into there and make sure you're protected and you're doing it for the good of good.
Yeah.
If you are going there to communicate with the energies of the location, if you're going there to communicate with loved ones, if you're using a board, if your intentions are pure and that's what you're using it for, then you are almost signaling to your guides and your loved ones, your angels, that you're doing it for the greater of yourself.
Yes.
If you want to call on the devil, you go and call on the devil or negative energies, you are then putting yourself against the protection because you're calling on higher energies of darkness, potentially. Not to say that they're going to do anything or anything come forward, but protection, simple. What's the greatest, protection prayer of all time? The Lord's Prayer. Say that. It doesn't necessarily have to symbolize what you believe in, but it is signaling an intent to be safe. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. It is intentions of having a power of protection. Very simple. Just make sure. I know Simon will have a cross. I bet he's got his cross on now. I have my St. Christopher on all the time.
It is a St. Christopher as well. And I also go out with a guardian angel in my pocket. But there you go. Let's go for the whole hog.
Yeah. I think there is crystals there that you can use.
Yeah.
I think
when I started going with you guys, I used to have so much protection. I always, not so much the Lord's Prayer, but I used to say a prayer before I went into the place, and I visualised the white ball above the area I'm entering. I'd stand under it, the white ball would come over me, so I'd look like the Ready Brek man, you know, all glowing white. And I'd have my crystals, I'd have my bracelets, my necklace, and things like that. But I really struggled to get a lot out of it, is in the way of, I could see things and things like that, but actually feeling it, I struggled. And I always thought it was down to too much protection. So when I go out now, I don't use anything. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I've tried to encourage things forward rather than push it back.
But I still don't think that you would be. I think I do generally believe that your intention is not to talk, to put yourself at harm.
Oh God, no. Yeah.
So
But I stopped using my crystals and my necklaces and my bracelets and things like that. I thought no, because I felt I was a bit overkill with it, to be fair.
And I think you can overprotect. I'm not saying, it's always a good thing to be overprotection rather than, be cautious. But I do, one of my strongest things is I do generally feel that the power of intention, I do apologize, is key.
Yeah.
You may not have your crystals, you may not have your bracelets, you may not have your necklace or anything like that, but your intention is still there. I still think in your head you're playing some form of protection. I still think that you would, on your way to the venue, I still think that you're saying, like, keep me safe, or talking to, even when you're talking, oh look, I'm bringing you on, but you don't want it to be that full on. Do you know there is always some fallback?
And there is, because I don't want to bring something home with me again.
No, exactly.
That is stuck with me.
Yeah.
So
and that is exactly, but so that is your, your prayer, yeah. That's just how I see it. I would be, if it was me, 50 wild hogs, anyone listening, if you don't know about protection, just put your Lord's Prayer out there, because most probably people know it. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in anything like that. You don't have to be biblical. It's a prayer of protection in my eyes. There is St. Michael's prayer, I believe, isn't there? You can use as well.
There's quite a few out there. Yeah.
St. Michael's prayer.
You've got Benedict's prayer. You've got loads of them.
St. Benedict's prayer's all in Latin, I do believe, though, isn't it? You have to.
Yeah, but you can get the
for it. Yeah. So yeah, right. Next.
This one I hadn't heard of, but then as I've got the definition, it actually makes a bit of sense to me. It's a fear cage. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It refers to a confined, often small space with high concentrated EMF fields levels that trigger intense psychological and physical symptoms in humans, causing feelings of dread, paranoia, nausea, and in some cases, auditory and visual hallucinations.
So it's like the reverse of a oh my goodness, it's just left me. Faraday cage. So rather than keep everything outside of it, it's bringing everything inside of it.
Yeah, and and I think I've come across a couple of them.
So can you just give me the explanation again of what you found?
Yeah, refers to a confined, often small space with high concentrated EMF fields that trigger intense psychological and physical symptoms in humans, causing feelings of dread, paranoia, nausea, and in some cases auditory and visual hallucinations.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I've got it now. It's in my head.
Yeah. So, and if I go back to that, one of the guests, I can't remember the name of the place, but we were there, and he was in a broom cupboard, and I thought, how did you get taken over in a broom cupboard? But now it makes sense. Do you know what I mean? It actually makes sense to where he'd gone into.
But then I think it's then because because I think the idea of this, the fear cage, is not a natural
Man-made way of doing it.
a man-made way of hallucination. Because you're saying, I believe what was the first sentence there? High EMF fields.
Yeah, but could that not naturally happen somewhere?
I see. I think fear cage could answer a hell of a lot of some paranormal experiences for people.
Yeah,
Because it's what I think is happening now is if you right so just got to think of something of how I explain it. Right, fear cage. 9 times out of 10 people will sleep with plug sockets next to their bed. Yeah, 9 times out of 10 you've got one on the other side, so right straight away you're in an EMF field, okay, between your head, and you'll dream and you hallucinate. So that's where fear cage comes in. People will say that their bedrooms are haunted, but it could be put down to fear cage. Okay. When they go into sort of haunted hotels, everything is round your bed head of the room. Power sockets, internet, plug sockets. We go into hotels, they always put a light switch next to you so you don't have to get out of bed to switch the light on from the door. Telephone ports. We've got EMF readings all over the joint here. So I get what fear cage is, and I think that's something that could be very, very apt throughout time, i.e., the secret nuclear bunker.
yeah,
That is going to have a real high, that's going to be one hell of a massive fear cage. And I think when people say they can hear things and, being chased out of there, well, what's to say that high intensity of EMF readings hasn't caused that?
yeah,
So for me, I sort of get what fear cage is trying to say there. And I think it is a natural, and you have to be very aware of what is happening in the environment. And I think that is I think then that takes actually, when you are doing an investigation and your EMF readers are going off, I think that is potentially something that then could be fear cage activated. Potentially, in my eyes, in a smaller location. I will put fear cage to probably the one, not to say it was, but one of probably the most talked about events for Essex Ghost Hunters was at Harwich Fort. The very first time we went to Harwich Fort in the cell.
yeah.
Could that have been fear cage? I
Yeah.
don't, small EMF static hallucination. I think it seems to be what would you call it? A party pooper saying rather than a sense that I could put into the paranormal. I think it's something there to be aware of in the paranormal. That makes sense. Am I saying that right, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There is
See,
a lot.
I'm looking at it differently. I'm thinking it's more of
Experiment.
a fear cage is used as a deliberate way of could be used as a form of torture, I suppose. If you're putting them in a room where you're creating all these EMF fields, light, sound, and you're bombarding them with it, and then see what they pick up. see what they get out of it.
Yeah, I generally don't know how to take that one. That makes
No.
sense. I generally don't know how to take that one. For me, it just sounds like what a high. If you was to say, for example, if you sat in a server room for 12 hours with a high EMF frequency, does that turn into hallucinations and things like that? That's how I see it. But I'm maybe seeing it wrong. I don't know. I don't know on that one.
Pass.
Yeah. So what did you see it as, Simon?
I see it that if it's an energized place, so for example, if we go to a building and you've got particularly a space that's full of electrical equipment or whatever, and all of a sudden you're getting trouble in there, or people are starting to see things and go into trance and whatever, is it that causing them to go into trance or hallucinate?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. I'm not seeing that. I think because especially nowadays, everywhere is going to be a fear cage.
That's what I was about to say. You know, it's quite a hard one to sort of to debate, because it could put a lot of things that people are seeing, you know, and we could take it right out of left field here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. 5G towers everywhere. You're surrounded by it.
Yeah,
direct energy.
They're all up in the air. Oh, you know, what are these things that we're seeing in the sky? Is it hallucinations? You know, you talk about the famous Rendlesham incident. You know, could that have been a test of, you know, they had that, you know, of this fear cage.
Could have been.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really know how to answer it. I haven't.
I just find
that's a whole show on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right, hi there, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Right, go again, Simon. Next one.
Well, if I could pronounce it, I'd do it. Apophenia.
Right. Okay.
Is the human tendency to perceive meaningful patterns, connections, or intentionally in random, unrelated, or chaotic data. This causes individuals to interpret coincidences, vague noises, or random shadows as supernatural phenomena, such as ghost messages from spirits, premonitions, etc., etc., etc.
So it just sounds like, to me, that's like pareidolia, but on a sense and feeling stuff.
Yeah.
Once again, look, I do think that there is cases where that would actually be the point. I really do. But I think they're few and far between. I think
you can't generalize it again, can you?
No. I generally feel that I'd want to say is that, look, not everything that we do is paranormal. I do think that there is things out there that the heightened experience, being in a dark room. So I think your feelings can run away with you at that point. I do feel that. So
I suppose it's imagination. You know, your imagination does run wild, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah. I think that does exist, but I think you've got to be very careful where that fits within the paranormal field. I think you have to treat every experience that you have differently, analyze it, take out the fundamentals, and then you can go with it by going by what that synopsis is.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they're sort of putting up there as a point that, you know,
Yeah.
it's not just for the ghost side of it. There's your argument against it.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. No, yeah. Absolutely. Right. Let's move on because that one's hard.
The next one's going to be harder.
Oh,
Ionization. The theory that ghosts, spirits manipulate, create, or feed off electrostatic charges, specifically an excess of negative ions or high concentration of positive ions in the air, move objects, or interact with the physical world.
But then doesn't that wouldn't that come down to what we were saying earlier about
fear cage.
stone tape theory? When when we were talking about
Yeah.
if the storm comes, then it's like pushing the play button on residual energy. But would this be more of an intelligent way of that? So when the atmosphere is right and there's the right ions in the
Yeah.
I'm reaching.
Ghost food.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I suppose it's just saying everything has to be right for it to happen. The more you put into it, the ionization of the air, I suppose, we can cause atoms colliding to cause things to lift. I suppose ionizing the air could be laughter. If you're looking at a ghost food sort of situation, I think if you laugh and joke and serious and things like that, you can start to you do get more activity along them sort of lines. So, yeah, yeah, I don't really know where to go with that, to be honest.
No. I'll just give the explanation of what it is, but
yeah,
I can't add much to it, to be honest.
Yeah, what can ionize the air? I know you do buy ionizers, didn't you, to ionize the air? So the only way you could test it is by making a room, doing two different investigations, one with more ions in the air than the other room, and see what you get. It's the only way I could think of doing it, because you can buy ionization. I think you can actually buy a thing that gives off ions and electrodes into the room. So I think that sort of runs on Tesla's theory, doesn't it? That stack the ball. I think when you put your hands on it, I think that runs some form of
right. Yeah.
I think someone to put me wrong on that one. So
well, it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? Static energy.
Yeah. So right, next.
Oh, you can buy ionizer.
Yeah.
Right, this next one's quite easy. Cold spot. A localized sudden drop in temperature within a specific area, often believed to be evidence of a ghost, spirit, or an entity's presence.
Or when the wife's mad.
Yeah, but I do get that, because you can actually see that by the temperature guns.
Yeah, I
believe in. Yeah, I do that one. So
I think we have to be very, 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 very careful. I think we have to be very, obviously, cold spots. So you have to take away drafts. You have to take away windows. If you've got a cold spot by a window, a door, then I'm sorry, you're not going to get my backing on that, because I would say there's a draft through one of them windows or doors. It doesn't matter if it's double glazing or not. I think it has to be a real controlled area where you can take, when you're not feeling a draft, it has to just be cold. and you do come across people where they stand in these cold spots and things like that. So for me, yeah, totally agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we been there when we're fine, and all of a sudden, all of us would just go, "My good God, that temperature's just dramatically dropped."
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
yeah. I do think that's a sign of something coming in.
Mm.
And I'm not saying it's going to be bad or anything like that.
No, it's going to probably be spirit.
Yeah. I generally do think that.
But then that goes back to your previous one. The reason it's going cold, it could be because it's taking all that static and ions out of it's using that as the energy, which is going to cause the heat in the room.
Yeah, with a web-like feeling on
It could all be linked.
Yeah,
that should just be a spiritual awakening. 50 hot dogs.
Yeah, yeah. But cold spots, yeah, I do believe in cold spots. I generally do. I do. Or fireplaces. Yeah, exactly that, Carol. A fireplace will have cold spots as well. So you have to be aware of that. All right. Right. Next one.
We've got 2 left.
2.
We're actually probably going to make it.
We're going to get through it.
Vortex is a concentrated, swirling centre of energy, or a suspected portal between our world and another. Often appears in photos as white tubular or rope-like luminescent funnels. These are often associated with cold spots, hauntings, or sacred locations, acting as passages for spirits or intense energies.
Sounds about right to me, doesn't it? Sounds about right. I feel that one 100%. Vortex portal, I think to me, we're going down the same sort of route here.
Yeah, it's not a great deal of difference, I would have said.
No, I don't feel that there's too much of a difference between a portal and a vortex.
But then a vortex, as I was saying, if it shows you light and smoke and that, it's actually showing you probably where the portal is, or potentially showing you something.
Yes, because I was always taught when closing down a portal, you reverse the polarity of the portal. So when you stand into a portal and you feel it going clockwise, to shut that down, you'd go anti-clockwise to bring it down. If it going the other way, you'd do the vice versa. So a vortex, a vortex to me, and vortex and portal are pretty much the same thing. And I think, when you do see them maybe in pictures and things like that, probably you've got an entity being caught, things like that, coming through. Yeah. For me, yes. I do think they are some form of spirit, but I do think they're pretty much on the same planes as portals.
Yeah.
All agreed?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Last one then. Well, not last one, because I know there was a couple of questions after, wasn't there? But
intelligent haunting is an active, conscious spirit or entity aware of its surroundings that interacts directly with the living and the environment. Unlike residual hauntings, intelligent spirits communicate through noises, moving objects, electrical disturbances, full apparition to gain the living's attention.
See, I think this will sum up for me. This is where the paranormal field has gone absolutely crazy. It's gone mentally crazy. Why are we calling what was it called? Sorry, an intelligent spirit. Yeah. An intelligent spirit.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or ugly. And if it's communicating with me, it's intelligent. Yeah, we do come across the ones that can't read or write on this board, but I'm not going to disrespect them and call them unintelligent.
No, I don't.
I think it's more their way of discerning residual and
Yeah.
the difference between
Yeah.
residual haunting and intelligent haunting. Something you can communicate with and something you can't.
Yeah, and this doesn't necessarily. It's interacting. It's not saying it's communicating.
No, but I call
Interaction is a form of communication.
Yeah,
really,
what I'm saying is, this is not saying it's speaking to you like so and so. It's going to move an object. It's going to turn you
No.
right. It's it's not going to say, hello, Russ. If Russ is
But
doing
it's no different to the K2 meter. If you say, can you take that up to red and hold it? And if it does it, it's intelligent holding.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, agree.
He knows what he's talking about. Yeah, but to me, it's just spirit.
Yeah.
I think, to me, I know we have, what you've just said there, Paul, at the beginning about residual and things like that. And I get, we're putting a distinguished call on what we're calling residual and intelligent. But I'm saying pretty much 9 times out of 10, I am dealing with an intelligent spirit. When I go in my investigations, intelligent spirit. Doesn't matter if it's calling me rude words, it doesn't like me, or
Well,
it
if
actually
communicating with you, it's intelligent.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if the REM pods are going off, it doesn't matter if the EK2s are going off, it's affecting the spirit board, it's affecting the spirit box. I just think we're naming too many things. I get we have to name something from residual to the other side. I get it. But,
But perhaps this is perhaps we're looking at a different way here, because perhaps it could be that take away that you're spiritual. Forget that you're spiritual for a minute, and if you're sitting in a house, and all of a sudden there's noises or your objects are moving, you haven't called it to do that. It's doing it. So you're not asking it to do it, it's doing it.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So it turned the light on, it turned the light off. You haven't asked for it to do it, it's done it.
No, I get that.
But that could also be residual, though, Si.
Don't know. Could it?
I thought
I'd say so.
I just thought
you think the residual
reacting to
lights
light,
on
wasn't
or not?
Exactly that. A residual is someone performing something that they've done in life. So if you're moving into a 300-year-old house and say even 50 years ago, that person passed away, but they don't realise they're passed, and you're sitting down watching telly and they've gone, in their eyes, they're going to bed and they flick that light switch off, going to bed. You're thinking, what the hell's going on? But it could have been a residual haunting. It could have been that spirit just going to bed, flipping the light switch off like it does.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's when you try and communicate with it and it communicates back. That's when you know it's not residual.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, Paul. I do get what you're saying.
Same with noises.
But I don't think residual would be able to do that. That's just my opinion. I don't think residual.
Opening doors, Russ. Opening and closing doors.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't think residual would do that. That's just my take. I think residual would just walk through the door. In my eyes.
No, not if that door was there and it's still going through its routine in life. How many times have you gone to a haunting or something, or heard of a haunting when they say the same time every week this happens, the same time, because it's on a repeat. It's a residual energy repeating what it's done.
If it was a repeat of the light going on every Tuesday at 7 o'clock or every day at 7 o'clock, I would give it to you. I would give it to you 110%. Yeah. But I just don't feel that's residual. at
No,
that
see,
moment.
I'll put that down if it's a reoccurrence. But again, sometimes it all depends on if the energies are right for it
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So it might not be every Tuesday. It just might be every so often, but at the same time, or when the conditions are correct.
You've given me food for thought. There,
Yeah,
Paul.
that's what this has done, isn't it? Really?
I will use the famous terminology. Will agree to disagree on that. Only what your opinion is. I'm not. I say, look, I can't sit here and categorically say you're wrong because that's not. We can't prove the paranormal. But in my head, gee, if a residual energy can't communicate with you, but it can turn a light on.
But no, I'll put that down as residual all day long. Just because, to me, residual energy. That when people say they hear footsteps, they hear this. It's movement. It's playing back. If it's moving a chair, if it's moving a table, that could all be residual. If you try and communicate with that thing moving everything or turning that light switch off and you're getting nothing back, how can you say that's intelligent?
Well, I'd say a spirit turning on a light is intelligent.
But it's energy.
Because it doesn't happen too often. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't quite. I think it's be one of them that we're going to disagree on this matter massively.
Who sent these questions in, Russ? By the way,
oh, that's great, isn't it?
50 Wild Hogs.
Have we given him all his answers?
No, because we're arguing about it.
Yeah. But have we given him a bit of an insight?
But hopefully we have, because it's just our opinions. Some around the world, people are going to have different opinions on what we are saying. We know it's going to be because, say, we look at things differently. From around the globe, we're going to look at different things differently. Yeah, I don't know if he's still. Yeah, you've done amazing. Thank you.
Well,
what would you say residual is? 50 Wild Hogs. Could it be something that moves a chair at a certain time of a week? Every Sunday at 2:00, that chair gets moved round to watch the telly. To me, that's residual. Or every month, every couple of months, that chair on a Sunday gets moved
about if
round.
he's doing it every day?
It could still be residual, couldn't it? Sorry?
At different times.
But again, to me, if the conditions are right for that to be playing off.
But okay, I'll give you another example then. So you go and you turn the light off. The light turns back on.
Yeah.
So you turn it back off again. The light turns back on.
Cancel.
That's different. That's intelligent to me. Because it's literally done it straight away. You're talking about like to me that could be a form of communication, which then classes it as intelligent. But then if you're trying every tool in the book to communicate with something that happens every now and then exactly the same way, and you're getting nothing back, to me that's residual. There's an energy there that's doing something, but you can't communicate with it, and it's not communicating with you. You can't work out why it's doing it, but it's doing the same thing. That's a residual energy to me.
I really don't know. I am not. I don't. I can't. I feel that residual can't move or manipulate things. I put it just like that. I think residual is just stone tape theory. I think it comes under the same sort of thing.
But again, it's the same thing. With a stone tape theory. What's the difference? It's an energy. Energy is energy.
So I say, is this non-residual? Is this saying non-residual? Is this what you're saying, 50 Wild Hogs? Non-residual is something that has no interaction, repetitive and fixed pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's intelligent, isn't it? Intelligent is something that has no interaction, repetitive, and with a fixed pattern. Well, oh, sorry, yeah, residual, yeah.
Residual. He's saying that's residual.
Yeah, which I agree. That's yeah. So,
but I don't see how you can't turning a light on is interaction. Has to be.
But so it's the same thing.
Yeah, but then
how many stories have you heard when people say you'll always hear the foot's going down and then that door opens, the foot's going downstairs and then that door opens, or like you say, it's a light turning off or a light turning on.
I get that if like residual. I would get if you're on a sort of battlefield and you hear the noises on a certain night,
and you can see them and things like that.
Yeah, that to me is. But then I wouldn't expect them to come and turn me light off.
But some of these old hotels, and they say, "Oh yeah, we've got ghosts."
Yeah.
Every member of staff have heard someone walk down.
Bear with me a minute. We've got a call coming in. Hold on. Bear with me. 50 wild hogs. Hold on, bear with me. I think 50 wild hogs is trying to call us. This should be fun again, shouldn't it? This should be really fun. Right.
Come on, Spirit, help us out.
While you're trying to sort that out, I'll try and explain what I was saying. So, here you go.
Is it ringing? Can you hear it ringing?
Hello, Russ. Hi, Si. Hi, Paul. It's 50 Wild Hogs.
How are we doing?
Very good, thank you. And just wanted to say a big thank you to answering all of my questions. Struggling through 2 weeks of my questions that I've asked of you, and you've done really well. So thank you for that.
No problem. It's good.
No problem.
But yes, no, it's been very interesting because someone that's listening to all of the shows, and people do say different things, and whilst we understand what a REM pod is, perhaps because they tell us 1,000 times, we don't often always agree to understand what these certain baselines are. And I think that's really important for me. But no, it's really good of you to go through those 2 weeks of explanations. But thank you.
But you threw the questions at us, so you can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Paul and that are struggling to hear me. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Right. So thank you for calling in, Matt. I appreciate it, and thank you for your feedback. It was lovely of you. But you have called to debate at the end of the show, right? So you are going to be the one that is going to end the debate. Okay. What is your take on an intelligent spirit? What do you feel that is?
So I think personally, it's something that interacts with you, knows that you're there, has some degree of autonomy from you. So can you turn the light on and off? Can you do the torch, the REM pod, whatever you want to be using as a control object? Perhaps something that will be able to communicate with you. So for the Estes method, things like that you're actually getting a yes, no answer or a communication. I think residual is more stone tape, something that has been done time on and time off. And, like the Roman soldiers in York, playing over and over again, no matter who is there. That's my sort of take on it.
That's good. That's good.
So we're all happy on that motion, are we?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, definitely. It's but no. Again, thank you so much for that. First time caller, long time listener. So well done, everyone. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Ever so
Appreciate
much
it,
for calling in anyway, Matt. And take care. And the team are looking forward to come and see you very, very soon.
Brilliant. And yeah, you're always welcome. Always welcome. I'll chat to you soon, guys. Take care.
Take
See you
care.
later.
Bye-bye.
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 Oh. That's good.
Muted. You're on mute.
You're on
You're
mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
fella.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me? I don't think I can hear you.
Well, I can hear you.
Yes, yes, we can hear you, Russ.
I don't know what's gone on. So I'm just going to I can't hear you guys. So as much as that this is going to be a problem because I don't quite know what is going on.
Can you sign?
I don't know how I'm going to get you back as well. But I don't know if it's recording my end. I don't know, whatever it is. Yeah, it's going to end up being a very, very. You're going to have to say goodbye and good night because I don't think that you are being heard.
Well, if we can hear you, Russ, I'm sure everyone else can.
I can't hear you at all.
Yes,
I don't know why I can't hear you.
Good night, Heidi.
Yes, good night, all. Thanks for joining.
Stupid.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
But why can't I hear you? That's bizarre. I think I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. That's all I need to hear. I can hear you loud and clear. You're back with me.
Great.
Brilliant. Right, guys, thank you ever so much. Heidi could hear all of you, so that's fine.
Hope you had a great day, Heidi.
Yeah, happy birthday once again,
Happy
Heidi.
birthday.
Thank you for everybody that has been watching watching us and going everything like that. So if you haven't heard it all tonight, please head over to Spotify, listen again, YouTube, listen again, or watch again, and our Facebook channels. You can all watch again. So yeah, please head over to there. Thank you to Filthy Wild Hogs, Matt, who has sent the questions in for us. Absolutely great way of doing it and helping us run the show. Thank you for calling in as well. We actually got the conversation this time, didn't we? We actually could hear it and actually communicate with Matt, which was actually good. So I know the system is in place. It's just me got to hit the right button when I come off of that call. That's all it's going to have to be. But no, we will be back next week. It's not next week. We've got Gary Heseltine, is it? It's the following week, the 9th, I believe. Is it the 9th?
The 9th, yes. Gary
will be joining us to talk about his book, Non-Human, I believe, isn't it called?
It's called Non-Human. It's quite good. I haven't got to read much of it at the moment, but I will try.
Based on the Rendlesham. We'll have a little debrief of that probably next week as well. Catch up with Simon because he went yesterday to Rendlesham in the daylight. So we'll probably have a bit of a UFO chat next week.
I'll try and get some videos sent over to you as well.
Conspiracy chat next week. So yeah, that's what we'll do next week in preparation for the wonderful Gary Heseltine in a few weeks' time. So thank you ever so much. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you all next week.
Good night. Bye-bye.